going on, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. In this video, we're moving on to the framing stage, and the three things that we're going to focus on here is our post to beam connection, and then attaching a ledger to a concrete foundation, and finally we're going to focus on how we're going to support our posts for our roof. So make sure you hit subscribe, stay tuned, let's go. There you go. We knew the site was going to be a little bit soft, didn't realize it was going to be quite this bad, but hey, just starts a little bit of that lawn tear up that we need to do anyway for the patio. So thanks, Wayne, appreciate it. Nothing was going to work here, so we're going to hook it up to Ant's truck, it looks like, and get it out of here, and then the rest of it's going to have to go in the driveway, so we'll have to lug it back here and stage it all, but it is what it is. Wayne, can you pull up a little bit? Great start to our day. None of the lumber is going to be able to get into the backyard except for what's back here now, so we got a lot of lugging to do. You got it in the bubble?
No, sir.
31.5 minus 7 3/4 is 23 and 3/4.
What a day! What a day! What a day!
Oh, I didn't know you were going to be doing this.
Ready to work?
No, I didn't know you were going to be like, all right, let's just hold this in the middle of the air.
What else am I going to put it?
It's fine. It works great that way. I'm just saying. I didn't know. I didn't know I was going to have to. I wasn't set up to do math. 23 and 3/4. I was right.
So
I was right.
That's this 6x.
I got 2 squares in case you need one.
Let's go over here now.
Six and 5/8.
Minus
7 and 3/4
is.
I don't know. Hold on. 26.5 minus 7 and 3/4. 18 and 7/8.
Oh, I had a steady hand for a second. You're good.
30 and 7/8.
Minus 7 and 3/4. Be quiet, please.
That one, it looks a little crooked.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thanks for coming out. And it's good that you got your glasses on because we couldn't pick that up.
Yeah, I can see it, and it looks a little crooked. So you guys might want to fix that.
Thanks, 4 Eyes. Yeah. I said 4. I called her 4 Eyes. That was cool.
Read it.
We'll go up a little bit here. I don't know. 33 and 3/4. I stop saying that.
I'm ready.
Ready for what? Fight?
To write the number down that I need to write down.
Man, are you
26.
What is it?
26. It's framing day. Of course he's feeling sad.
It's a little crunchy.
He's a little crunchy. We got this set up to get our elevation for our ledger. This is exactly where it's going to be. So we will put our laser right on here to get our benchmark. And then we're just going around to both ends of the beams, getting a laser mark, and then I'm measuring it as you see, and then we're figuring out how big we're gonna cut our 6x6s. And you'll notice we're just doing the 2 ends because we'll set that up, then we can just measure from the center down to the footing, and we can do it like that. We're also cutting them a 1/4 inch short so that we can spin them up if we need to. got all our measurements for our 6x6s. Jose's gonna cut those, put them over there, and then we'll attach them, and we'll show you how we get them up in the air.
Cut me a 2x8, 111.
111.
Beam's gonna go that way quite a bit. A little more. Good. We only have like maybe a discrepancy of like 3 inches of the beam left to right. So like before we like nail these to this, I need to make sure the beam's not too short over there. What?
They're on the plans now.
Now they are?
Yeah.
For what?
Post the beam.
Instead of these?
Both.
Go like
Yeah, what?
yeah. And then you gotta pull from the inside, your tape measure, to 2 inches. 2 inches.
Okay.
Make a mark. How are you sitting?
It's got to go in a little bit.
All right, give it a little beat it in.
Pretty good there.
You like that?
Yeah, I mean, there you go. That's perfect.
All right, throw the square on it. Here, it's gonna be tough to throw with my nail there. Or maybe go on the inside. You gotta go underneath the wire, yeah.
I know. I like that. Are you tight there? Yeah. Tight here. Tight there.
And you're still sitting on that 2-inch mark?
Yeah.
All right, so we're good with our beam lengths running because
Okay.
we should be good.
Yeah.
What?
Tiny bit less. Good.
All right.
Nice. All right, so we're gonna talk about the post to beam connection on the deck here. And one of the things that you wanna do before you start worrying about this attachment is make sure that everything is where it needs to be. You need to have your beam nice and square, because if you attach this and then you realize the beam needs to go over, you're gonna pull this way out of plumb. So we've got everything squared up. We've got that diagonal brace, so it's not gonna move. And we've got a couple different attachments here. So we've got our Goliathtech helical pile, again, adjustable head, so this can spin up exactly where we need it. And we're gonna make that attachment with a lag screw. So we've also got this attachment right here. This is an LPC6Z. This goes over top of our 6x, and then it's gonna attach the back here. We've got that in here with some Tico nails, hanger nails, and then that's gonna be on both sides of this beam. But the nice little thing that we like to do is have this piece from our post to our beam, and that's gonna make it so much more rigid, and it's gonna help to plumb this up and pull everything into a straight line. So we love to do it like this. Let me show you. So we've got our post 6x lagged into our helical pile. Nice sturdy connection there. Then we have this going up. We have a metal connector on here from post to beam. A lot of people will stop there, which can be fine, but we throw on this 2x6, and you can see how we've got this bevel on top. That way, when water comes down, rain, it's not gonna sit on top here, it's gonna run off. So we lag this from 6x into our beam, and it makes for a super, super solid connection. And most importantly, it keeps everything in a nice plane, so you won't have your beam kind of kicked out because it's only fastened at the bottom. This is how we love to do it, and it's going to make for a really strong connection.
That way, yep.
I wish I would have got that Nick telling that joke on the video. We've got this thing all squared up, and you can see once you get it squared up, you get your post to beam connection right, you get your layout, the joists go up super quick. So that's what they're working on right now. And when Ant gets in this mood, no one wants to be around him. Even his hair, look, it's trying to run away.
Everyone's so mean.
This is just the construction world. Get used to it, or complain about it, and that's fine too. Either whatever you want to do. All right, so
What am I doing here?
Can you wait a second, and I'll let you know.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
All right. Jeez. All right, so we got this deck framed up pretty much. So I'm going to start laying out our ledger for this lower deck. This is going to be the screen porch. It's going to walk down to our open deck. This is going to be ledgered against the concrete foundation. So what I want to do is get our height. Went off of here, just screwed this piece of scrap onto the side. I measured down. We're going to do 3 7 3/4 inch stairs. So that is my mark right here, 23 1/4. Now all I want to do is get this transferred over onto the wall. It's kind of like the old school way of doing it, but it's fine. You want to hold that there?
Yeah, man.
All right, dog. You holding it good?
Yeah, are you?
Yep.
Sick.
And it's right on my mark, and it's level. I already marked it. Okay, so we got our mark here. This is 23 1/4 inches down from our top deck. So this is going to be the top of our ledger board. Now, what we're going to do is just transfer this mark around. So this is what I need your help for. You got pencil?
What are we doing with that gutter?
What? We're going to go around it. What are you talking about? Just like that.
I got a pen. I don't.
Pen's not going to work here. Here you go.
Pencil?
You can borrow this.
This is the one I gave you earlier.
Down. Can you see that? Good.
Hold it tight.
All right. All right, now we're gonna. What?
This isn't metal. Okay. I kneeled on it a little.
Okay. All right, well here, now we're running into the window. We wanted it flush with the door. That was our biggest thing. We want to flush walk out from the door onto the deck, and then we want to be able to dictate our height of our risers because that is one of our signature details. Plus, we're pretty much at the top end of our riser heights. We're at 7 3/4 already. We don't like to go bigger than that. So we would have had to add another stair to get underneath of this window, but then you'll need a handrail. And there's a big difference, like flow-wise, between 3 risers and 4 risers. So we wanted to keep that at 3. So 3 risers coming down onto here. It's gonna leave us, this was if we did 7 1/2, so we're gonna be a little bit below that. So that's gonna be like our finished height of our deck. And what we're gonna do is have a nice eased edge around there where it runs into the window. And then this is gonna be a banquette and a like stool area, countertop for stools and people to sit on stools. So that's the reasoning and the thinking behind this. What I just did, wonderful idea I thought of, measure down 7 inches, just below the window. We'll transfer this mark over here. Are you on the mark?
Yeah.
Get set.
Go ahead.
Go. So now all I need to do, measure up 7 inches from here. That'll be a continuation of our existing elevation. And I mean, we could have went around with a laser, but sometimes really getting a mark on the bottom of that stick can be kind of tough. So I think this way is might be a little bit more tedious, but I think it's more accurate this way. So it was actually Catherine's idea. She's so smart. Look, she looks like a nerd. She has glasses.
It must be the glasses. I'm feeling a lot smarter.
So we got our ledger cut and we're ready to install it. So we have our mark right here, And the very important thing to think about here, you want to make sure that this foundation wall is solid poured concrete. You cannot do an application like this with a hollow block foundation. So most newer houses are going to have a poured foundation wall, and you can tell just, you know, kind of by the way it is. You know, you'll see the breaks and the forms. How about this? If you can't tell, then you're probably not qualified to build a deck anyway. So we're gonna get this installed on the wall, and we have to attach this with some very heavy duty concrete anchors. But if you've ever tried to precisely place one of those big anchor bolts, it's really difficult. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get started with some smaller concrete screws, get it set exactly where we need. Then we can go back with the heavy duty, you know, the big boys, lock it in for justice. So we're gonna start with these. Perfectly level, good to go. Let me get the heavy duty big guys. Before we do that, before we install these, we want to mark our layout on here so that we can go in between each bay, and these aren't going to get in the way, because obviously this thing's pretty big. We got this in here, that joist needs to go there. It's not going to be good. We said you look like Doggy Bounty. That was so funny. We got our layout, so we're good to go. We want to make sure that we're in between these joist bays wherever we put an anchor. The other thing that's important, at the end of your ledger board, you want to have one top and bottom. Let's send it. What I'm going to do is drill this out. We didn't have a 1/2 inch boring bit. I like to call them exciting bits, by the way. First we drill it, then we send it. Fully sent. Locked in for justice, baby. Now we'll do them alternating up and down in between the joist bays. Good to go. All right, we're framing the lower deck here. We're getting our beam set, and you can see we just need to come down a tiny bit on this side. Another reason that we like to just do our 2 end 6x first, then we'll measure to our center one. So this is the great thing about the Goliathtech helical piles. Lift it up. I like it. Locked in for justice. We got our lower deck all framed up, ready to go. Let me show you how we're gonna support our roof structure. This detail makes it really easy to get our layout. So we have our helical pile right here. It's about 2 feet inside this way and this way. So that gives us that overhang where we can frame it and have a lot of play to be able to square it up. Now that we do, we've got this triple beam extending past our footing this way. Then it's going up, and we've got this triple joist, but this is really acting as a beam as well. So we're carrying the load from the footing up to this beam and then into this beam, and we're gonna put our 6x6 roof post right here. We'll plane this down a little bit, get it nice and flat. We'll put flashing tape down, and then we have a 6x6 post base connector, and we'll set this up. This will be our connection for all of our 6x6 roof posts. But you're gonna have to wait for the next video to see us start framing this roof. So until next time, this has been Premier Outdoor Living.